Okay. Hi everyone. So I'm going to try to stick to the script. So this is my installation, the guide to the flora and fauna of the world. It's actually like an encyclopedia that wants to document, I would say, nature. So if we kind of step forward here a little bit. So this is actually pages from the book, and all these are examples of stories that I've collected that documents the various ways that nature has been changed by man, and these could be very simple evolutionary changes, or it could be something as simple as an aesthetic change where we simply change the shape of an apple into a square in Korea. So the documentation has no strict rule as long as there's a change. I will kind of put it, or there's a kind of a manipulation on nature, I will just collect this into the encyclopedia. And so this is, the installation is as, what you can see here, they range, basically there are two sets here. One is more, you can see the many colored plates. These are things and objects that I collected, mainly stories that I got from scientific papers or things that I collected myself. And then the images that are more outdoorish are kind of things that are kind of happening in the real environment. And there's a lot of narratives involved, so there's kind of the text that kind of explains it below the image. And a lot of times, a lot of these images are created based on papers that some of my friends wrote. And these papers are actually, I would say, they are bordering between fact and fiction, because they are trying to understand some phenomena, like, for example, I would say, why vultures would they are from Tibet, the Himalayas, how come they would fly to Singapore every year? 2 or 3 will land up in Singapore, that's 7,000 kilometers away. So it's very strange, nobody knows why. So he kind of theorized and writes paper about why this could be. And these are purely from data that he kind of collect all together and then kind of piece together a story of why this could happen. So a lot of my work are based on all these speculative papers. So they kind of sit in between. So the theory in itself, the story in itself is kind of a fact and in between fact and fiction. So when I kind of photograph it like that, it kind of situates the work in between that blurred line as well. And then I was very fortunate to be invited by Amanda to come to kind of expand the work. So the work was completed in 2013. But my work after that has always been about trying to document nature, I would say, or the kind of things that are natural or unnatural. And so she invited me to come to the museum to kind of look at what specific things what specific objects I could kind of gather to contribute to my current work, or the flora and fauna of the world. And what I have here is, these are some things that I already knew that I wanted to do, was of course look at extinctions. So some of the more famous extinctions were the passenger pigeon, a bird that was killed because we thought that there were simply just too many of them and they would never die out. And another one was the great auk, also a bird that was hunted because mainly museums wanted to have specimens of it when they were getting rare. And then of course the peppered moth, this famous evolutionary kind of story where during the industrial era there was just so much soot that peppered moths that were originally white, due to a kind of a natural mutation that made them black. This mutation was allowed to kind of pass down because all the trees were kind of black because the white moss and lichens died out. So it became kind of a better idea to be black, so the kind of birds can't see you. So the black version of this moth suddenly became visible during the industrial era, and then after when the revolution ended, then the white pepper moths came back again. So this is kind of a evolutionary story that was informed a lot of my work. So I was very fortunate to be able to come and see kind of a specimen of it in this museum to kind of add to it. So yeah, so that is